Hello everyone, this is chapter 2 Energy from the Sun. Here we will study about the diversity in temperature, variation of temperature in one place, and temperature also varies from one place to the another. Some are warm and some are cold. Temperature also causes winds and rains. In turn, it causes the habitats of the animals and plants also varies. And we'll see the some solar energy and sun rays. Here is the this is a globe where the variation of the temperature is taking place during with the change in the months of the uh, in a year, how the temperature is varying. Here is at down 32 50 it is given in a Fahrenheit, and up it is in Celsius. So the this blue part that is below 0 degrees centigrade, and from this green part that is below the tropic of Cancer, it varies from 10 degrees 0 to 10 degrees, and from this part having a from 10 to 10 to it varies from 40 45 depending upon the months of a year. And these are the sun rays and earth on earth surfaces. Sun is the principal source of energy on the earth surface, okay, that gives out energy in the form of light and heat in the form of solar radiation. Solar energy is the solar energy is the principal source of energy on the earth surface that gives out what sun is giving us energy, solar energy in the form of light and heat, in the form of radiations, all the radiations which follows on the earth surface. Sun rays, we can only feel it, but we can't see the sun rays. We can't see, and it will be in the various form like ultraviolet rays, radio waves, x-rays, and so on. And these are the radiations which are rays, sun rays which are falling on the earth, and these are the layers of the atmosphere which are different. We have a different atmospheric layers. The first layer is troposphere, then tropopause, then stratosphere, then ozone sphere, then mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere. And here is the where the habitat occurs, and below which our life is possible, and most of the layers of the surface is above the stratosphere, and ozone layer is present in the stratosphere. And this is the how the solar radiation is reflected back, and only radiations which are observed by the land is also reflected back into the space. And some are reflected by atmosphere, by clouds, by earth surface, and atmosphere, and some are absorbed by atmosphere, some are absorbed, these are reflected back, and these are absorbed by atmosphere, clouds, and these are after absorbing they are reflected back into the space. Those will be conduction and rising air due to these points, and this radiation radiated to space from clouds and atmosphere, that is it will go back into the space. And some what happens, they will radiate directly to the space from earth, and some will trapped in the clouds and atmosphere due to presence of so many gases which are causing global warming, that is carbon dioxide, chlorofluorocarbons. Insolation, let's see what is insolation. And the solar radiation received on the surface of earth, which is received, not the sun rays mostly are reflected back, but those which are received on the surface of the earth are called insolation. Sun rays and earth surface, on earth surface, let's see. These are the from this area 23.5 we have seen from north and south. This is called the tropic of Cancer. This is the equatorial region, and here we have a polar regions, that is this is the north pole, this is the south pole, and this is the steps taking place during day. And we know solar energy falls on the small area on the equator and large area on poles. 90 degree at equator, they fall slantingly towards the poles, called angle of incidence. land and water contrast. We'll see. First, I will tell you this. Step 1, what is happening? The radiation reaching on when the Earth's atmosphere, they are reflected back. They are not reaching the Earth's surface. They are reflected by the atmospheric layers. We have seen here, no? These are the atmospheric layers: exosphere, thermosphere, mesosphere, stratosphere, troposphere. So some of the rays is reflected back into the space, and some are incident on the Earth's surface. They are reflected back into the space, and some are incident on the Earth's surface. Which what happens? The energy is absorbed by the land and ocean, and that is heating the Earth. And then again it is after observing, then it is also reflected back, and heat radiates from Earth towards space, and this is reflected back after observing. Some may only few is observed and remaining is reflected back, and some is trapped into that atmosphere due to presence of some gases, that is chlorofluorocarbons and carbon dioxide and all the things which are causing greenhouse effect. These are the gases which are not allowing to pass out into the atmosphere. They are trapping here itself, and this is causing the global warming, and it is heating up the earth, which is in turn causing the variations or the differences or the disturbance in the atmosphere and weather conditions. This is a north. Here we have a north pole, this is a south pole, this is the equatorial region. We call it as a Tropic of Cancer. This is the equatorial region. And see here, angle of incidence with the short distance, that is incident light is at the equator is small, incident on a small area, whereas at the curvature area it is incident on a large area of the Earth's surface. This is all the layers of the atmosphere consists of different gases. Incoming radiation, that is if 100 units are coming into the atmosphere, only how much radiation is reaching the Earth's surface? Only 45%, and small amount observed in the stratosphere and observed by atmosphere. 24% is observed by all the layers of the atmosphere, and only 1% absorbed by the stratosphere, where ozone layer is present, and some clouds and some amount of some units of energy is absorbed by clouds, and other are reflected back into the space. And these are the greenhouse effect, where the temperature is too harsh, like too cold, where the vegetation is impossible. So just building a transparent, these are the glasses which allows sun rays to pass into it, but it will not allow that energy to reflect back into the atmosphere, and this causes the artificial environment for the plant, and this heat and energy is used for the growing of the crops, creating artificial environments for plants. Thus, we can grow fruits and vegetables in very cold regions by building greenhouses. These buildings are made with transparent roofs and walls which allow heat to come in but not escape. We create marshy environments for crops like paddy by irrigating the fields, and this is how they are reflecting. See here how the reflection is going on, and these are the components. Here we can see H2O, OHH, that is H2O, water molecule. Land and water contracts on land and ocean. Temperature is different when it is comparing on the land and ocean. It is totally different. Land is considered as a good conductor of heat. Lands get heated and it will cool down quickly, but whereas oceans take time for cooling. Heating the atmosphere, that is the sun rays while reflecting heat the atmosphere. This is the reason warmer near the surface of earth compared to places of high altitudes of atmosphere. That is heating the atmosphere. How it is heating the atmosphere? Let me show you. Okay, if the heat this is the rays are coming into the onto the earth's surface. but while coming while reaching the earth surface, it will not do anything to the atmosphere, or it will not hit up the atmosphere. But while reflecting back, see here, but while reflecting, see here, no any heat is transferred to the atmosphere. But while after observing the land, when after observe this radiation, no land, when it reflects back, this is the reason the atmosphere get heated up. But while coming, while the sun rays are coming, it will not hit the atmosphere. But when reflecting, the um, temperature rises. So it is really wondering. Okay, that's why it is in yellow color and it is in red color. So this reflection causes the temperature to increase or rise in temperature. Radiated back by earth's surface is different ways, that is one third immensely reflected back into the space. The temperature of atmosphere, how the temperature of atmosphere, by using the thermometer we can see the temperature of the atmosphere. And 0 degree or 32 Fahrenheit. If you want to calculate in Fahrenheit or degree means 0 degree is the freezing point of water and 100 degrees is the boiling point of water. 0 degrees centigrade and 100 degrees Celsius, like that. And high and low temperature. How high and low temperature is recorded? Highest temperature is recorded in Azizia in Libya, that is in 1922 in Africa, and Vostok Station in Antarctica in July, that is in 1983, minus 57.8 degrees centigrade is recorded. That is highest and lowest temperature ever recorded, that is in 1922 and 1983. Lowest in Antarctica and highest in Azizia, that is in Libya, Africa. Takes place due to sun's heat. It forms clouds, and after condensation here, the water vapor after cooling down, that is called as condensation, and it will fall down in the form of rain. This is called condensation, and it is the sun's heat falling on the earth, and these are the reflecting rays. These are the rays which are trapping into the atmosphere, clouds, earth surface, and some are reflected back. Greenhouse effect, how it is affecting the greenhouse effect. Some energy is reflected back into the atmosphere after reaching the sun's heat. Some is absorbed. Most of the heat is absorbed by greenhouse gases and reflected in all direction, warming the heat. Because of the, if it reflect back into the space, nothing happens. But because of the presence of the some of the gases which are evaporated or which are emitted by the factories, huge factories and fossil fuels, everything, burnings, everything, that is causing and due to fluorocarbons and the gases released by the refrigerators, ACs, and all these are the gases which are creating a global warming. And heat balance is also necessary. Let's see how the heat balance should be. If it keeps on heat, if the whatever the amount of energy is coming onto the earth, if it is not reflected back, what happens in a few years or in a 100 years, it will change into a fireball. Okay, if it is not reflected. If it is all the heat is reflected back, then what happens? It will change into the ice ball. So balance should be maintained so that the life will be possible on the earth. How the reflection, reflected and absorption takes place by the different layers of the atmosphere, clouds, and the earth surface.